final whistle has just gone at Twickenham. Here are my thoughts immediately following that match. And spoiler alert, if you don't want to know the result, well done, Australia. 42 points to 37. I'll go somewhere quieter where I can talk about that game. Well done, enjoy that. Rest of the world can enjoy that at our expense. Yeah, I know that for the most of the world, their favourite team is their own country. Second favourite team is whoever's playing against England. And yeah, fair play. We got bested. Deserved to lose. Stepping out onto the Amsterdam street to talk about that one. I'm Tim. This is Egg Chasers. Give your comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Well, do you know what? First and foremost, what a great game of Test match rugby. Properly enjoyable. And bearing in mind, I was with the same group of lads in Amsterdam, and we watched the game last night when it just didn't capture the imagination. That one absolutely did. It was an ace international match. And the headlines from that one, I would say, England can play entertaining, good attacking rugby. Australia are getting better. Both teams have a way to go yet. The game was loads of fun. The officiating was pretty dreadful. And more on that in a minute. And Joseph Suaalii is legit. He is elite and he was worth all of the hype. And fair play. That was great. What a moment at the end for Max Jorgensen and Australia. Famous victory. And I kind of don't begrudge them in any way. I'm kind of happy for them because they were braver, more ambitious. Just went for it in a way which at times England didn't. England a little bit robotic at times, and there was more points out there had they gone for it in the way that Australia did. Comments down below, as I said. So, where do I start? Yes, before the game, so much hype about Joseph Suaalii. So much hype. And there were some detractors. But clearly this guy is legit. That was his first game of professional rugby union, which is incredible. For his performances, he really added a dimension to Australia. It was a threat in the air. His offload for that try, I'll get to that in a minute, it was just exceptional. But the build-up was quite funny because they, on all the graphics that TNT Sport had, they had Jamie George as the England captain and they had Australia represented by Joseph Suaalii. So like they're even like buying into the hype over here in England, and it's justified. So, where do we start? Oh yeah, really good start for England. Let's talk about the opening 20 minutes. The opening 20 minutes had more entertainment value than all of Ireland versus New Zealand the night before. And England were playing really good rugby. Playing with speed, playing with a bit of deception. Little chip through from Marcus Smith. Ollie Lawrence gathered it. Quick ball. 5 England forwards got their hands on the ball. Emmanuel Faye-Waboso as well, putting in the final pass to Chandler Cunningham himself. 5-0. Lalicio came back with a penalty. 5-3, but then a Smith break, and he was at the heart of a lot of what England did really well again. Smith break, held up over the line by Stewart, but a quick tap from Ellis Genge. Again, Chandler Cunningham himself. That was too easy from Australia. They will look at themselves like they should not have let that try in so easily, but 12-3. Went to a TMO check. No, I'm not going to complain about the TMO checking it. Checking it for as long as they did was maybe a bit silly, but anyway. And then England won a scrum penalty against Tupou as well. And 15-3 up, 20 minutes, end-to-end periods of play. But there were, even though Australia were down by 12 points at that stage, Australia were down by 12 points. And they won the test match. Even though they were down by 12 points, there was enough warning shots about what they're capable of if you kick poorly to them. And Tom Wright, I thought he was absolutely magnificent. And yeah, so he'd thrown some warning shots in there, but England were ahead and in control. And here's a thought. How much can you, like Steve Borthwick's going to come under pressure, as he should. But the difference, when you just look at that first England 20 minutes, that's how England will train. That's how Steve Borthwick will set his team up to go out and play. And they executed. And then just completely their performance fell off a cliff. And with that being the case, how much blame can you or should you put on a coach? When that is the case, I don't know. That's a question for another day. Tom Curry had to go off after taking a couple of absolutely massive shots, one from Angus Bell and one from Bobby V. And then a try for Tom Wright. Those hands for Joseph Suaalii, absolutely brilliant. Ollie Slightholme was on at this point, and he got done. He got properly done. How you doing? You okay?
I'm waiting for you.
You're waiting for me? Yes. Come on in. What's your name, sorry?
I'm hoping to run into you. This is Martin
We're in the
Simon,
middle of Amsterdam. How you doing?
I'm following X-Chasers.
Yes, my boy.
Week.
How you
so
doing?
Great. Very good,
yes.
man. You're in Amsterdam?
Yes.
For what match?
I'm in Amsterdam just with some friends.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I've just watched England. Did you see the?
No, I didn't. I was walking around, but I'll probably see you then, or you will probably cast the box game.
I'm going
Wales,
to Twickenham for the box game. But England just lost to Australia.
My goodness, that says a lot about England, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
But good man, doing a good job, loving it.
Love to see it. Yeah, come on then, we can do that. We can do that.
The man. Oh, my wife will be jealous. We love you so. He's actually a big South African supporter now.
No.
He fell in love with
Man, I've got
He's an English supporter, but we all know he loves Cape Town. And South Africa.
Oh, that's for true. I absolutely love Cape Town. I'm not looking forward to Twickenham next week. So I think we might get a beat down. Oh, thank you so much. How brilliant to see you. Good man. Good man. There you go. Hit subscribe on the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Come and say hello if you're at Twickenham next weekend. Yeah, those hands for Suaalii. Slightholme got absolutely done by Suaalii. And the man is quick, and that speaks to how good Suaalii is, because Slightholme is rapid, and he got absolutely stood up, done by Suaalii, who then had the offload. Furbank bit in as a result. Maybe he shouldn't have done, but anyway, the try was there for Tom Wright, 15-10. And Joseph Suaalii is, you know, if you want to go biblical, is he Joseph or is he the Messiah? He's a damn good rugby player, that's what he is. England's defence was getting poor and Australia were finding holes. Like England's D is going to get, I could do a video on England's defence on its own, maybe I will another time. All I'll say is they're flying up, but not all together, not all when it's the right moment to do it, and holes were being picked apart, and Australia were just, and fair play Joe Schmidt, tactically they had the answer to what England were bringing, and it suited Australia actually. The little dog legs they were finding, there were times when later in the game, Chandler Cunningham South was sort of flew up on his own and there was a huge hole behind him and they just walked through it. Seemed naive. Seems like there's not enough thought going into what England are doing when they don't have the ball. But Suaalii then was competing in the air, Folau-esque, and the comparisons with Israel Folau are justified. And then a try, Tate McDermott came on, 2 breaks in the build-up to Harry Wilson's try. Tate McDermott made a massive difference. And then, what was that? Yeah, there was one point just before half-time, Australia get a penalty. I thought they were robbed of a try. England got given a scrum and then it went back for the penalty advantage because Taniela Tupu was adjudged to have knocked on. He did not knock on. So I think that's important to point out before I get to the second half, bearing in mind one of the big moments in the second half, just to say, I think Australia were probably done out of a try just before half-time. But as it is, they got 3 points, so went in 18 points to 20 up. It was a half of 2 halves, and I don't know what happened. England looked really good and then really bad, and Australia were getting stronger at the same time. 21 missed tackles for England in that first half. Then the second half, it was just loose. It was just loose. England were, they seemed predictable. They started to lack any deception, and Australia were growing in confidence. Tom Wright, again, was brilliant. Suaalii looked elite. That try for Jeremy Williams, they had deception. The little line out front of the line out move was great. And they showed a willingness to take a risk, to attack from within their own 22. And from a knock-on advantage, just pass, get the ball to the outside, even when they were near their own line. And then that Jeremy Williams try, the Cueto 2007 TMO moment, how many replays of it? And I don't think it was a try. I don't think it was. I think his foot was in touch, but I think the referee gave the right decision in giving the try because that was his on-field decision. So let the record show I am okay with the try and think the referee made the right call on the field, but in all probability, he probably was in touch. And Cueto 07 went against England, and Williams 24 went against England as well. And then Tom Wright, Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's right. Attack end to end, and they get a penalty off the back of it. But then England 10 points down, and I remember some of the lads in the bar just went, "You watch, England will start actually playing well now because they have to, and they cannot go robotic, structured kick game. They have to actually have a crack," and that's exactly what happened. Marcus Smith, poor kick to the corner in the first place, but from the resulting line out, good little attack down the blind side. Smith with a nudge through, Slight home with the try. By the way, just on Slight home and a bunch of other players on the field, Ben Donaldson, there are some terrible lids on display in that match. It's almost like every international rugby team has to have a few. I reckon there's a few players that get their hair cut because they lose a bet. Anyway, 61 minutes, England fans booing. George Ford and Harry Randall coming on. Are you really England fans if you're there booing your players coming on? I didn't appreciate that. And then there was that moment where, did Ollie Slightholm's tooth fly out of his head when Salakai Lotto clearly... how you doing? You all right?
I'm fine.
What did you think about the Australia victory over England?
What, football? Or
No, football. No, have a good one.
You're talking about a job, that's why.
Oh, I'm in front of your job. I apologise.
No, it's okay. Are you doing an interview by yourself or what? You're,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's fine. That's quite all right. Thank you. Sorry to have bothered you. Anyway, and for all the criticism and the booing, I actually thought Harry Randall sped the game up brilliantly. I thought he was really good when he came on, and I quite liked Marcus Smith in the backfield as that second playmaker. I thought he did a good job there. But anyway, England did actually suddenly kick into gear and play well. Another Slight home try, put them 28-25 in front. Don Brandt with lovely hands, conversion goes in from the touchline. Smith looks like he's going to be the hero, 30 points to 28. But then Kellaway with a try. Oh, this was just a mad last 10-15 minutes, wasn't it? Kellaway with a great try. Ollie Lawrence spilled the ball, overran it, was too flat. Kellaway goes and scores, but then Itoje manages to get back on it, and England hit reset again. 78 minutes on the clock, and England are 37-35 up. Now, again, another one. Did Tommy Freeman knock the ball on in the build-up to England scoring that try? As it turned out, it was all irrelevant because Max Jorgensen had the final say in what was an awesome test match. I don't know where England go from here. Much as I said to that chap that came up to me, I'm a little bit nervous about going and seeing England play at Twickenham next week. I'm looking forward to going to Twickenham, and I'm hoping they can do better, but let me focus on the positives. Australia, aren't they getting much better? Anyway, those are my thoughts. Oh dear. Hold on a minute. Bear with me a sec. What you saying? Thoughts?
I'd like to think Australia are good now, and that's what's just happened.
Yeah, that'll do. I like that. Thoughts? How'd you feel?
Disappointed. Very disappointed.
Got an Aussie over here?
Probably one of the best days of this trip so far. It's a long time coming, and just like to thank Ireland for sending over probably one of the best coaches in the world. But really going to enjoy next weekend when it starts the England Whitewash series. So yeah, this has been a great day. Great day. Also, just one last note: Jamie George's cry face really aged well. Really aged well. It has.
Tim.
Would have been better with Eddie Jones, wouldn't it?
We've got to that point. I think that's an advert for some of the substances you can get in Amsterdam that we're getting Eddie Jones back. Right, hit subscribe, like, leave a comment down below.